Okay. Now continue with Alabama head coach Nick Saban, quarterback Jalen Hurts, and nose guard Deron Payne. Coach Saban, if you'd like to make an opening statement.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all the Sugar Bowl committee and all the people who's really provided tremendous hospitality for us all week. This is one of the smoothest bowl trips I think we've ever had. City of New Orleans was fantastic, and we just like to thank everybody who contributed. I know how hard you all worked to put this event on, and it certainly was first class. Also very, very proud of our team. I think this game was about sort of our identity as a team, and I don't think that anybody could question the relentless competitive attitude that we played with, warrior-like mentality out there, and it's certainly what we needed. There's things that we could have obviously done better, but I'm really proud of the way our guys competed in the game, and I think that was a difference in the game. Toughness that we played with, the effort that we played with. We were able to affect their quarterback, stop the run, got off the field early in the game on third down quite a bit. We played the kind of game we wanted to play on offense. We wanted to run the ball, and 2-yard run wasn't a bad run because we didn't want to get in a lot of third and long situations, and we did a good job of keeping the ball in the game and scored when we had the opportunities to score. So, you know, this is something that I'm really, really pleased and happy for our players. They really worked hard for this game, and they certainly had the right mental attitude about getting after it in this game. And it was a little bit personal, I think, for us after what happened to us in this game last year. Really, really pleased for our players.
Go ahead and open up the floor for questions. Right in the center.
Hey, Coach. Steve Moulton, 97.7 The Zone. I was hoping you could comment on the game that Anfernee Jennings had for you, and is there any update on his injury?
He had a fantastic game. I think everybody was responsible for this victory because everybody took ownership for it. Everybody took ownership for their role, whether it was a kickoff cover team or the defense. But Anfernee Jennings certainly played an outstanding game. He has a sprained knee. We don't know what his status will be for the next game.
Over on the left-hand side.
Christopher Walsh, SEC Country. Deron, someone asked you this week if you were lobbying to catch a pass. Did they listen to you?
Yeah, I think they listened to me. I had been talking to Coach Locks about it, and he said just keep on working, you might get it. And I just tried to do my best to go out and practice and work hard, and they finally gave it to me.
When he made the interception, you know, there was no doubt that we were going to throw him the ball in the goal line.
Further questions? Over on the right-hand side.
Sheldon Haygood, WBRC TV out of Birmingham. Deron, the catch is one thing, but the footwork to keep your feet in, that was just as impressive. Talk a little bit about that and how that play unfolded for you, really.
Jalen, all week, Jalen was telling me if he throw it to me, I better catch it, so I tried to make sure I caught the ball.
Next in the center of the room.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. This is for both Jalen and Deron. Your coach just said that this is personal. Can you both describe what this has been like, whether it's the last year or the last month, people questioning Alabama and saying that maybe the time of the dynasty was coming to an end?
I think we definitely heard the word, but we just did a good job of just focusing in on the team and just executing everything Coach wanted us to do, and just locking in and just being all about the team and just keeping the distractions outside.
Well, I think as a team, we had a mentality that you don't remember the wins, you remember the losses. And I think we never forgot what happened, but we wanted to take it in as a learning experience. We wanted to learn from it, and you know, we had the opportunity to do that today and display it, and we overcame it, and you know, we got them. So we move on to the national championship game.
We'll move to the right-hand side towards the back.
Nick, could you talk about the way the defense kind of controlled the game from the early 3 and outs, the turnovers kind of down the stretch?
Well, I think we had a really, really good plan against them, and I think Jeremy Pruitt deserves a lot of credit for that. I think the players really did a good job of executing the plan. You know, they throw a lot of formations, a lot of shifts, and a lot of motions, and we adjusted well, didn't make a lot of mental errors in the game, made the right calls on some of their running plays. It's difficult when you have a quarterback that is as good a runner as Kelly Bryant, because you're really playing against Wildcat-type running back every down, but the guy is capable as a passer, and they have really good skill guys. So this was a great team effort by our entire defense. The front guys did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage. The linebackers did a great job of adjusting. The secondary guys did a pretty good job of covering all day. So this was really a great team effort, and the guys played about as hard as any of our defensive teams that I can ever remember in this particular game.
Again, towards the center of the room.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Nick, you mentioned on the field that you're proud of Kirby and the program he's built at Georgia. When you have assistants who then go out and become head coaches, you know, what is something that he had that you thought, you know, this is going to work and he's going to be able to get things going at Georgia?
Well, I think that when people are in a position of responsibility, which Kirby was our defensive coordinator for a long time, and if you look at the track record of what he was responsible for and the success that he had, the good defensive teams that we had good players, but we always did a great job of coaching those players, always put together good plans for them to be able to go out there and execute. So it's no surprise to me that his role expanded to be a head coach, but his leadership and hard work, he's a good football coach, very bright guy, and he took over a program that, you know, has been successful and was actually fairly successful when he took over the program, and he's done a great job of taking it to the next level.
We'll stay in the center of the room.
Coach, the cameras were focused on you in the second half, conveying a message to your offensive coordinator. I was wondering what you were saying to Coach Dable.
You couldn't tell? Well, you know, I wanted to take the air out of the ball and run the ball and shrink the clock and shrink the game, and we threw a couple passes back to back, and they turned out to be negative plays. So, you know, I guess I was being a bit of a fan. You know, the fans always, if it works, it's a good play, and if it doesn't work, it's a bad play. So I was being a bit of a fan. But I thought in that situation in the game, we should have tried to take the air out of it and run the ball and shrink the game, especially being up 18 points.
Over on our left-hand side.
Jalen, some of your offensive linemen said they kind of got sick of hearing about Clemson's front four. Did you see a big difference with them?
Did y'all see a difference? They did a good job. We're happy for them. We worked really hard this week, and you know, all credit goes to those guys up front. You know, that's where it starts and that's where it ends.
But I tell you what, our offensive line did a really good job, because I think they got 2 first-round guys that are seniors this year. Lawrence is his first-round guy next year for sure. So they were playing some really good players and did a really good job.
Further questions for the players? Or Coach?
This is for Duron, Brett Martell with AP. Could you just give us a sense of what it felt like out there to be swarming the way you were around Kelly Bryant and, you know, making him so uncomfortable and really limiting him to probably his worst game all year?
During the week, Coach put emphasis on just being destructive in our pass rushing and just keeping our pass rush lanes and just making sure we get after him. And I think we did a good job of locking in during practice and just getting after him as a whole defense.
Further questions? We'll go to the center of the room. If we could get a microphone over there. Thank you.
Nick, this is it's all SEC matchup, obviously. What does it say about the strength of the SEC, and do you think having 2 teams from the same conference in the title game is good for college football?
Well, we were fortunate several years ago to play LSU right here in the same kind of circumstance, in the same kind of situation. I think speaks volumes of the quality of programs that we have, especially to have two programs, two teams that are in the national championship game. And I think sometimes people try to, put a little hate on the SEC because of some of the success that we have, and I don't think that's really fair because I think it's a great competitive league with a lot of great coaches and a lot of great institutions, and I've always thought it was one of the best competitive venues to be involved in my time at LSU and also at Alabama. So we really enjoy it here, and it's been a lot of fun and a lot of great competition, and this next game will be, you don't get these opportunities often. We've been fortunate to have a few, and I just want to help these players finish the season to the best way that we can.
Further questions for Coach or the players? Any further questions? One more?
For Duran again, it looked like you had an open field move on the running back on your interception. It's quite a spectacle to see a guy like you running down the field 21 yards. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, man, I was just, I was kind of shocked I had the ball in my hand. I was just trying to get to the end zone.
Gentlemen, we thank you for your time and congratulations.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate what the press does for the positive self-gratification you give a lot of our players, and I know it's important to them, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you.